Jai Sitaram. The conference went well with the grace of Sri Ramachandra. Few highlights. I was just observing, listening to all the lectures. Okay, let us start with Antravedi ji. Ramayana, actually it's a beautiful Ramayana. And she is a Shaivite. Okay. And she was a very ordinary person, a servant maid who composed Ramakatha, which is well known in Andhra Pradesh. They call her as a Lingayat poetess. I don't know much about Lingayat, Lingayat school of thought, Lingayat compositions and all. Normally there is a, a radical movement which says this Lingayat is anti-Vedic, and there is one more radical movement which gives a sweeping statement that the whole of Shaivism is against Veda. Okay, Shaivam is anti-Vedic, and even among Shaivites there is a radical movement who want to connect themselves more with the leftism and all than to the Veda. It's very unfortunate. While openly throughout the Shaivite literature we see Veda Neri Thai Tonga. Shaivam represents Veda, that is everywhere found throughout throughout Shaivite literature in Tamil Nadu. I don't know about this Lingayat Shaivism. But in Karnataka, there is another Shaivism by Sri Renukacharya. That is, I read the book of that Shaivism, the foundation book, which is called Siddhanta Shikhamani. And it stands all in all for the Veda, and it takes Veda as the highest pramana, no doubt in it. When someone was telling me, this Lingayat school of thought is against the Veda, I said, I don't know anything about it. But one thing is for sure, that Mulla's Ramayana, I went through the whole of book. There in Indrajit conquest by Lakshmana, in Valmiki Ramayana it is told, if Rama is Dharmatma and Satyasandha, O arrow, you go and kill him. In Mulla's Ramayana, it is told that if the Vedic path is not untrue, and if Rama is Dharmatma and Satyasandha following the Vedas, then kill Indrajit. That feature comes in Mulla's Ramayana. And he also mentioned how Mulla is describing Ramachandra's physical features. Only one difference Rama and Lakshmana has. Rama is dark in complexion, Lakshmana is gold in complexion. That difference Mulla shows. And interestingly, while he was talking, I am reminded of Valmiki Ramayana itself. Valmiki Ramayana Pata of Andhra Pradesh has this sloka. Sa Suvarna Chavi Sriman Rama Shyamaha. Okay, no other Pata has this, no other recension has this. So Mulla is following that recension. This is very interesting. Like that, a few observations. Well, Hari Krishnan was talking about how the Tataka Kavya has entered into their culture. It was heart-threatening. Somehow, I felt normally Ramayana lovers and also the Dharma admirers and followers have to be extremely vigilant. Fortunately, up to our times in Tamil Nadu, even though it is in political framework, it did not enter into culture at all. Even in Sri Lanka, it did not enter into culture. both Tamilians and Singalites see Rama only in a positive light, in culture, not in politics. Okay. You see various Vibhishana temples in Sri Lanka, not even a single Ravana temple up to our times. It did not enter into, because they find every moment, every opportunity to pollute our culture, to, infiltrate our culture, to somehow change. They wish to separate and disunite and to segregate, to disconnect the Indianness. For that they can do anything. So we should be very careful regarding this. When Antarvedi ji, about him, we came to know that he is the Ramayana Pataka for Bhadrachala Rama. He every day recites Ramayana, Bhadrachala Rama is listening to it. Such a great person he is. I was reminded of so many other things also. Kanakabhavan Bihari also every day listens to Valmiki Ramayana. Okay, there is a separate Peetam where a priest sits there and recites. And in Kerala too, Ananta Padmanabha Swami every day listens to Valmiki's Ramayana. Ananta Padmanabha Swami, the priest who recites Valmiki Ramayana in front of Padmanabha Swami, goes to king's palace also. There also he recites, king has to listen. That is how it is up to our times. Moreover, then regarding Jatayuji's lecture, he was talking about something like Muthu Swami Dikshitar, Muthu Swami Dikshitar. Okay, he was talking about that. I was reminded of one thing. In the great compositions of Muthu Swami Dikshitar, he is singing like Vandeham Abhiramim, like that. Abhiramim, Sanskrit grammar is not that much wonderful or correct. It should come in top, Abhiramam. There is nothing called Abhirami in Sanskrit. He deliberately uses it because he honors Tamil. Okay, in Tamil we call that Devata as Abhirami. He deliberately uses that, he doesn't change it even in Sanskrit song because of his honor to Tamil. That is what I observe. Vela Yudhadharam. In fact, for your information, the great commentator, Ramayana commentator Govindaraja, in Aranyakanda, when the various kinds of weapons description come, in Karadushna war, for every weapon he translates in Tamil. Okay, when it comes to Shaktihi, Iti iti Dravida Bhashayam vadanti. Like that he translates. Okay, this is interesting. Few things I will quickly finish. Regarding the various places where Ramayana happened, we can, with our closed eyes, we can say Ayodhya, which we see now, is the same Ayodhya where Rama was born. Also, the same fixation we can give to Chitrakuta, because we have a very, very strong literature evidence from Valmiki. Valmiki has fixed the place. Therefore, nobody dares to touch these two places. Not only these two places, in between the places also, which is Prayagraj, or this Valmiki Ashrama, or Bharadwaj Ashrama, Shingiberapura, a small village, and even beyond Chitrakuta also, Sharabanga Ashrama. Yeah. So all these things, including Mithila. So these places, since you have an ample references and Valmiki exactly fixes the place, nobody dare to touch regarding that and change the story. Okay. Regarding other things, like Panchavati or Kishkinda, or so many other things, even though these names are there in Valmiki, since having the base of Valmiki, you can't nachnu solluva illaya, nach Tamil. Accurately, since we are unable to fix the places, you have multiple places based on that. This shows the significance of Valmiki. This is how I observe. Okay. Valmiki just talks about Kishkinda, just talks about Panchavati. Okay. But he is not fixing exactly the place like Ayodhya or Mithila or Chitrakuta. That's the problem. So what happens with other places, we have several places which are called as Panchavati or Kishkinda or so on and so forth. This shows the significance of Valmiki. This is a time-related significance. Space-related significance. Let me give the time-related significance here. Valmiki accurately fixes Ramanavami. Therefore, we don't have multiple Ramanavamis. Of course, for some vital reasons in Srirangam, some other day is fixed as Ramanavami. Even though Sri Vaishnavites of Srirangam can accept the popular Ramanavami also, for some reasons it is fixed. This is an exception. Okay. They don't deny the popular Ramanavami. Please understand. Okay. On the other hand, if you take Hanumat Jayanti or Sita Navami, unfortunately, Valmiki did not accurately fix the date. So we have multiple versions. When you enter into multiple versions, so many scriptures are talking in different ways. Scriptures themselves. Like a scripture, what to say? Skanda Purana talks about one Hanumat Jayanti. And Vaishnava Matabja Bhaskara you are mentioning. It is talking about, even though the text came from North India, it talks Hanumat Jayanti, which is celebrated here. This is interesting. Kartika Krishna Chaturdashi. Is it, okay. Fine. Kartika Masa, fine. So, and in North India, there is a different kind of Hanumat Jayanti. In South India, there is a different kind of Hanumat Jayanti. And Vaikhanasa Agama, it has a Hanumat Jayanti. Different kinds of Hanumat Jayantis are there. Vaikhanasa Agamakara, Skanda Puranakara, Vaishnava Matabja Bhaskarakara, they have different kinds of Hanumat Jayantis, but they don't have different kinds of Ramanavami, just because Valmiki has accurately fixed the date of Ramanavami. This is the significance of Valmiki. If Valmiki tells something about Rama regarding his Desha and Kala, all others put their fingers on lips. Okay, they don't talk different and varieties of Ramanavamis. Okay, which happens with Sita Navami. And Maharashtra Sita Ashtami is celebrated, which comes somewhere in between February. Okay, all these things happen. Okay, in all these things I see only the significance of Valmiki. That's why I'm sharing that. And of course, Pandyas, they have a connection with Rama too. Because Bhagavatam says, Yosau Satyavrato Nama Rajarishir Drabideshwaraha. The Pandya king sailed in Pralaya and he became Vaivaswata Manu. From him the Rama lineage came. That is how Bhagavatam says. Whether we believe it or not, that's a different thing. But what I'm telling is, Pandyas are here associated with Rama. Okay, in this Purana, Pandyas are associated with Rama. Well, yesterday Jatayuji was talking about this. Okay, and of course he was mentioning about several Rama Pandyas, I think. In that I want to add one more Pandya. Sundara Pandya, matchless hero. Sundara Pandya, he is called as Kali Yuga Raman, for which our street in Srirangam, Vadakku Chitrai Veedi, when you go to Kovilodugu, it is called as Kali Yuga Raman Teru. Okay, that's interesting. And Hari Krishnanji was talking about Ayyappa as belonging to lineage of Ramachandra. Can it be, is Ayyappa belonging to Pandya lineage? Okay, fine. Because of that, they might have taken like that. Okay, Veeramani Ganta, Veeramani Kanta, he belongs to Pandya lineage. So, in that way, the Keralites may call him as Rama's lineage. This is one. Kerala Pandyas. Okay, fine. Okay. Pandya Keralam, Kerala Pandyas. Okay, fine. And another interesting thing here I want to share. Several village deities like Kanna, Karupanna Sami. If you go to the folklores revolving around Karupanna Sami or Palaveshakaran, Ayyappan, so on and so forth, they all are taken by villagers as Rama's sons, Rama's children. And that is how it goes. I don't know how and why. It's a very interesting expression in South India. Lineage of, okay. And few more things I want to share. Regarding Sri Ramananda tradition, Rama is considered to be the Purnavatar, and such a kind of spirit is seen in several Puranas too. Of course, Purana is a seed of that. And Puranas too. Of course, Ramayana Mahatmyam of Skanda Purana starts with that kind of shloka only. And here you have a Pasuram by Thirumangai Alvar. This is a very interesting Pasuram which says, Dashavataram, which contains Dashavataram, Meenodu Amai Keral Ari Kuralai. Okay. So, Meenodu means Matsyavatar, Amai, Kurmavatara, and then Keral Varahavatara, Ari is Narasimha, Kuralam is Vamanavatara. Then see, Munnum Iramanai. Okay, first Rama. But who is that? Parasurama. Pinnum Iramanai. The later Rama. What is that? Balarama. Regarding Rama, Thirumangai uses the word Munnum Iramanai, Tanai, Pinnum Iramanai. Which indicates Rama's Purnatva. That's how I take, at least. Okay. Munnum Iramanai, Thanai, Pinnum Iramanai, Damodaranai, Karkiyum Anan. That is how this Periya Tirumudi Pasuram goes. I just want to share this Pasuram. Regarding Shabari Moksha, Drishyaji was telling, everywhere, almost all Rama and Rasikas are singing about Shabari's glory. It is a very small chapter in Valmiki Ramayana, but don't think if something is small, it is unimportant. Please don't think like that. It's a very, very wrong way of understanding. Okay. In Valmiki's Ramayana, the mainstream story is different. Rama is in search of Sita. He could have just given up Shabari's ashrama, would have gone directly to Sugriva. But he deliberately makes it a point to come to Shabari's ashrama. And that chapter is a very beautiful chapter which we enjoyed morning. A chapter, see this culture of India, this chapter engaged many. Many of the devotees, probably most of the devotees, had sung this Shabari Moksha, Shabari Bhakti. Everywhere, almost all devotees have sung on Shabari. This is a very interesting thing. Pasurapadi Ramayanam you might have heard. It's a very nice composition, not composition, compilation of Sri Perivacham Pillai, Sri Krishna Suri. What is this compilation? Ramakatha in Alvar's words. He takes Alvar's Pasurams and compiled this Pasurapadi Ramayanam. And in this Pasurapadi Ramayanam, even though Shambhuka Vada is there in Alvar's words, It doesn't come in Pasarapadi Ramayanam. Even though Garbhavati Parityaga comes in Alvar's words, it doesn't come in Pasarapadi Ramayanam. Periyachan Bullai just completes the epic with Pattabhisheka. But in the whole of Prabandham, Shabari never comes anywhere. He, Periyachan Bullai, in his own words, narrates there Shabari Moksha. Such an importance Periyachan Bullai gives for Shabari that I want to mention here. That's very interesting. He doesn't want to miss Shabari. Okay. And it is consistent in our culture everywhere. The Shabari Moksha is taken to be a very important theme, which means in our Indian culture, we love this story. By loving this story, what are we doing? We love Rama's guna of Saushalya or Saulabhya, how Rama is down to the earth, and how Rama is moving with the tribal. That idea we love. We are that kind of people. Indians are that kind of people. We did not ignore this story which is found in Valmiki's Ramayana. And in Gayatri Ji's lecture, the children of Anala, what are they? Trees, plants, and in Valmiki Ramayana, it is very interestingly told, while talking about trees, Punyapalanu Vrikshanu. Trees are taken to be very positive, in very positive light. Trees are Punyapalas. I don't know what's the meaning of Punyapalas. You may take in two ways. One, they are Yajnarhas, they offer so many things for Yajnas, therefore Punyapalas. Or probably, I may sound very different, but this also may be correct. In previous births, they may be very pure. As an effect of that, they are born as plants and trees. Punya Palan. Such kind of expression is there. Okay. Because, Anala, Punya Palanu, Vrikshanu, that is how it comes. And then, Manushya, this is a very interesting thing. There is a general conception. Manushya is called as Manushya because he is from the Lord Manu. Can be Swayambhu Manu or Vaivasvata Manu. Therefore, he is called as Manushya, Manuja, Manava. This idea is there. It's a very big conception, prevalent in India, throughout India. But up to this time, I don't see any scriptural evidence for that in Bhagavata or Mahabharata, connecting Manushya with Manu. To my knowledge. If someone can give me, that will be fine. Okay. Nowhere our scriptures say, to my knowledge, Manushyas are the successions of Manu. But it is an understanding. It's a perception. Even in Puranas, it is told, Brahma created Manu and Shatarupa and ordered them, go to Mother Earth and rule the beings which are created by Prajapatis. Swayambhu had only 2 or 3 children. Devahuti, Akuti, Prasuti, and Uttanapada and Priyavrata. Only 5 children he had. It's not that all humans are his children. Yeah, of course, he is a king for all humans, therefore they are his children only. That's a different thing. But Purana doesn't connect. Purana doesn't stamp Manu as the biological father of all Manushyas. He is not Indian Adam. Please understand. Okay, some people talk like that. Some people say like that. Anything Indian Manchester, Indian... like that, Manu is Indian Adam and Kalidasa is Indian Shakespeare. Like that they connect. Adam means, Adam is the biological father for all humans. But it is not with Manu in my knowledge. Okay. But here Ramayana gives a very interesting, different picture. There was a woman named Manu in Aranyakanta, who was one of the wives of Kashyapa, and she created humans. This is a very interesting thing in Aranekanta. Okay. Madur Manushyana Ajanayat. It's a very interesting thing. Regarding Vasanji's Diganta Vyapani Bhuyat, it's a very, very interesting thing. May Ramanuja's instructions go to all directions. Why it did not happen, he asked. And he gave 2 or 3 reasons. They are all wonderful. I want to add here one more thing. Any acharya in Hindu traditions and Shastras too, they say don't give the vidyas to anadhikaris. Don't give vidyas to disqualified persons. This is what we see with Shastras. Okay, he can belong to any caste or creed. But if he is Shraddhavan, you give him knowledge or bhakti. That is how it is told everywhere. But the uniqueness with Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which we find with Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is this: whether you agree it as right or wrong, but this is the uniqueness. Give Bhagavan Nama to anybody. There is no adhikari or anadhikari here. Okay. At least he should have Shraddha. Don't worry about his Shraddha. You go and chant in front of him and he may beat you. Get all the beatings and chant and somehow make him to listen that Bhagavan Nama. That instruction was given by Acharya. Therefore, his devotees follow it. This is important. Okay, long back when Nityananda Swami went for Nama Prachara, what is that? Jagai and Madai. Who are they? They are ruffians. Nityananda, what kind of scholar he is, what kind of caliber he had, and what kind of Bairagi he was. I am talking about Gaudiya Sampraday's Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Nityananda. Okay, what kind of caliber he had. Such kind of great soul. He went for Nama Prachara. Jagai and Madai, they were drunkards. After drinking, they were beating this Nityananda Swami like anything. He got all those beatings and he did not give up Hare Krishna mantra chanting. And he made them to listen that mantra, Maha Mantra. That kind of spirit Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had. And it did not stop with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Up to our times, in Gaudiya tradition and also in ISKCON, what happens, even though you can see in the streets of the cities like Bengaluru and Chennai, in railway stations, in bus stands, okay, so I have seen somebody would be sitting like this, shaking his leg, okay, with jeans pant, with a t-shirt, and with also smoking. And some IIT professor goes to him and he will tell, please accept this Bhagavad Gita. You please go through it. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He never hesitates to do this. See, such a kind of spirit in their Nama Prachara. And because of that only, they can come to all states. And we, being in Tamil Nadu, why this Sri Vaishnavism is not going to Kerala, he asked. But if someone from Bengal comes here in ISKCON and spreads Hare Krishna Mahamantra in Kerala, how this is possible? This must be the reason, whether someone is qualified or not. He may beat me, let him beat. He may shout at me, let him shout. Without any least of hesitation, without any prestige for me, without any gauravam, enna sollalam adha? Without any pride of me, let me go for Nama Pracharam and offer Nama to him, Bhagavan Nama to him. I think that kind of spirit, if this we can imbibe. Can we imbibe? I don't know. Even if a drop of that spirit comes to us, then this can get expanded. This idea I wish to convey. One more thing. Sri Ramananda Sampradaya, we heard from Vishalji, he said about Ramavat. Ramanandis are called as Ramavats. Nearby our ashrama, there is a village called Sevanayakandoddi, where a Mariamman is installed recently, and some services also were performed by Web of Life Makers, Valmiki Ashrama. And the community in that village is called as Banjara community, and they also have another name, Ramavat. I don't know how this name came here to this community. They have a saint. Saint's name is Sevalalji. That is why the village is called as Sevanayakandoddi. And the Sevalalji, about him, the story goes like this. He stayed in Tirupati with Hatiram Babaji, who came from Ayodhya. Okay. Wherever we go for seva, at least, we see Ramanandi and Ayodhya. That is how, from Bebolim, wherever we extend hand, there will be some Rama Bhakta there. In that way. Hatiram Baba, who came from Ayodhya, who stayed in Tirupati and who was playing with the Lord Venkateshwara, who talked with Lord Venkateshwara, that great soul, with him, Sevalalji was staying in Tirupati. That is how his story goes. And the same Sevalalji stayed in Panchavati also. And his followers generally are called as Ramavat. That also I want to add here. This is very interesting. One more question to you. Sanyogins, are they still existing in Ayodhya in the same name?
करंटली संयोगिन उस नाम से तो नहीं है, परंतु ये जो कम्युनिटी है रामावत एंड मिनी उनके जो शिष्य प्रशिष्य हुए हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल अग्रदास, फॉर एग्जांपल मलूक दास, फॉर एग्जांपल प्रशिष्यों में फॉर एग्जांपल टीला पीपा, सो लाइक दे आर known by the name of Agravat, Tilavat, Pipavat, Ramawat. So these are those people only जो वापस परावर्तन उनका हुआ है. सो रामानंदाचार्य जी, उनके जीवन चरित्र में एक कथा आती है इसी प्रकार जैसा भविष्य पुराण में है. सो 34,000 राजपूत मुस्लिम हो गए थे, राजपूत लोग, और उनको फिर अयोध्या में ही लाइक ब्रॉट बैक इनटू सनातन धर्म, उनको वैष्णव बना करके और कहते हैं वापस पुनः परावर्तन किए. उसी प्रकार ये लोग जो है दे आर नाउ नोन बाय द नेम ऑफ रामावत, लाइक प्रशिष्या में अग्रावत, टीलावत.
That's interesting. And regarding Agradas, I heard, is he from Bhadrachalam?
No.
Okay.
Agradas ji was like Rajasthani saint.
Okay.
Galata Tirth is there, where Galav Rishi did tapasya.
Okay.
Galata Tirth, Lohargal Kshetra, which also comes in Mahabharata. So लोहारगल क्षेत्र में गलता तीर्थ है, वहाँ पर अग्रदास स्वामी ही कहते हैं was there. Raivasa, original place is Raivasa, Janaki Nath Mandir. So we hear this song by Goswami Tulsidas, जब जानकी नाथ सहाय करे तब कौन बिगाड़ करे नर तेरो. So that Janaki Nath Bhagwan temple, वहीं पे इस पद का रचना किए, Raivasa temple. Yes.
Rajadwar Mandir. So that's a very good information for us. In front of Hanuman Gadi, there is a huge tower. Inside, what is there?
There is also a mandir there.
Okay. Oh, Sitaram. Okay.
So he was building this mandir so that its top can be like more than Hanuman Gadi top. But Hanuman, because Hanumanji is considered to be the Raja by Ramanandi, he is considered as Raja of Ayodhya.
Okay.
Therefore, till date, Ramji पीछे खड़े हैं.
अच्छा.
रामजी पीछे में खड़े हैं, हनुमान जी सिंहासन पे बैठे हैं. सो इट्स काइंड एक प्रकार अपने कोटि का एक ही मंदिर है, वे राम जी स्टैंडिंग एंड हनुमान जी सिटिंग ऑन सिंहासन. सो उस प्रकार से वो राजा हनुमानगढ़ी से भी ऊंचा मंदिर बनाना चाहते थे, परंतु कितना भी करके राजा से ऊपर, राजा के उस सिंहासन से ऊपर मंदिर नहीं हो सकता, सो वो उतना पर ही सीमित रह गया. सो दैट इज द सीताराम मंदिर ओनली.
सीताराम है,
सीताराम, हाँ,
अंदर सीताराम
अंदर
है।
सीताराम है.
अच्छा,
अंदर सीताराम सेवा होती है, वो हनुमानगढ़ी के लोग ही सेवा करते हैं.
regarding Sri Ramananda Sampradaya, Bhagavan Sri Ramananda Acharya is a very, very important Acharya. Prabhudatta Brahmachari Maharaj of Vrindavan, belonging to Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's tradition, in his Chaitanya Charitavali, in the very beginning itself says, Sri Ramananda is the Vaishnava Yuga Pravartaka in North India. This is what he says. Such an important position Sri Ramananda has. And Sri Ramananda, without much whispering, I know, without much voice, without much sound, he silently made various kinds of services. Few of the services which Ramanandis themselves may not know. This is very interesting. I have seen those kinds of services from various other books belonging to various other traditions. Can there be one Acharya who can cherish other traditions too? Who can be Margadarshaka for multiple traditions? For example, Bhakta Vijayam of Maharashtra says, the dawn of Jnaneshwar is from Sri Ramananda's blessing. Okay. Can you imagine? The whole of Varkari Sampradaya is from Sant Jnaneshwar. And Sant Jnaneshwar was born due to the blessings of Sri Ramananda.
Yes. So his father, Vittal Panji,
Yes.
so he was the
He's
Shishya.
aware of it, yeah.
Yes. So he was the Shishya of Swami Ramanand, known by the name of Bhavanand, which Nabha Das ji records in his
Nabha Das ji
Bhaktamal, Bhavanand. I talked about it, na?
Okay, yeah.
That Padavali. So Bhavanand ji was the Shishya of Pittal Pant. He got the name Bhavanand. But when Ramanandacharya ji came to know that he is married and he came to Kashi, so then he said that you please go to again to like this Grihastha Ashrama, because very divine personalities are going to get birth into your family. So he like came back.
Like this, if we go through the history, various glorious traditions, all these traditions, many traditions in North India are offshoots of Ramananda. In fact, Sikhism is one of the offshoots of Sri Ramananda Sampradaya. And Kabir Panthi, Dadu Dayal, so on and so forth. And I also heard, I don't know how far it is true, I saw in a book, Zoroastrians, even Persians are connected to Sri Ramananda.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, fine. So this is how Ramananda was a Surya. Ramananda was a very great sun in North India, whose contribution is extremely matchless. Therefore, it is not an exaggeration if the devotees tell Ramananda Swayam Rama. Yeah, that is what they say. And following the Paddhati of Sri Ramananda, following the legacy of Sri Ramananda, something happened wonderfully, greatly in Ayodhya. Before a century, I think, there was, in the time of Kumbh, I think it is Ujjain Kumbh.
Yes. Ujjain.
Yeah, in Ujjain Kumbh, when some downtrodden difficulties were there, okay, in the traditions, there was a very great soul named Bhagavatacharya, whom several Ramanandis call as Abhinava Ramananda. He worked for them and he talked for them and he elevated those downtrodden using that Ujjain Kumbh. This is point number one. Point number two, uniqueness of Ramananda Sampradaya, let me tell you, it is a very important tradition. When this Alaya Pravesha happened, how to translate this Alaya Pravesha? When temple entry. When temple entry of downward classes happened throughout India, it was a very big movement on those days. Ramananda tradition never had even a least of hesitation to make the people to enter into the temple. And it's very interesting, even in the great kshetras like Pandharpur, which have to represent the equality because of its rich Varkari tradition, some resistance was there. Ayodhya is a place, okay, where there was not even a least resistance to the temple entry just because of this Ramananda Sampradaya. That glory goes to Sri Ramananda Sampradaya that we wish to remember at this occasion. And one more thing. I heard this also. I don't know whether it is true or not because I did not see any primary reference or evidence. But from an authentic person, I heard in his casual talk. Person is authentic, but his talk is casual. Therefore, I don't know whether I can mention it or not. Thiru Ayyavai Gundar. He gave lot of prophecies. Okay. What will happen after 100 years, 150 years, something like Nostradamus' prediction. He gives a lot of predictions in his Akila Therata. That is true. He has given. Among those predictions, this also is there. The emergence of Rama Janmabhoomi. Okay. That also is there. That kind of prediction is from Ayyavai Gundar. This is what I heard. I don't know whether, let me check with him again. Okay. And regarding, while he was talking about Jatayuji or Aravindanji talking about Fiji movement, it's a wonderful thing. Regarding that, I also want to tell something. While I was moving somewhere in Chembur, Mumbai, in a car, many North Indians come there and stay under the bridge, under the huge bridges. You have, what is this? No, under the bridges you have tunnel, various tunnels. And they just come and settle there. They make there itself their house. From Bihar they come. Mostly they come from Bihar. Okay, they make a house in tunnel itself. And they will be staying there. It's very interesting. If some police comes and says, hey, get out from this place, they will go to some other place and stay. In this way, their life is going on and on. Among those people who came to Mumbai to do some menial jobs, among those people, I could see a family having a Rama picture in front of Ram, sitting and reciting Ramcharitamanas. Around some 20 people were sitting, they all were chanting Ramcharitamanas. These are all very heart-touching incidents, we can't forget. Okay. So I think with this, let us conclude the session. So conference went very well and it continues. It will continue. Next session will be from 7:30. Yeah? Yes. Next session will be from 7:30 p.m. Our own school children's performance regarding the anniversary. This annual day function where Shutiram Gurukula children and the Sita Lakshmi Gurukula children, they all will participate under several dance, drama programs, kalari, yoga, all these things are there. All those things we are going to enjoy and from 7:30 p.m. Now, conference proceeding. Conference started with the previous year proceeding launching. Now, we are concluding this conference with next year, okay, not next year, this year conference papers, whatever the speakers have presented here, whatever they have presented, all those papers are available in internet. Okay. Whoever wants these papers, you can go to website. What is that? webolim.org. In webolim.org, all these papers, Aravindanji's paper, Jatayuji's paper, Vishalji's paper, all these papers, and also our students' paper, that Srinidhi's paper and Vaidehi's paper, all these papers are available here. They can, those who are interested can go through it. And of course, these talks are also available in YouTube. Now we are opening that.
Yeah, at that time, I think we didn't have time. Uh, Dr. Jyoti Shankar, all through her talk, she mentioned a lot about Karnataka. Of course, she is a Kannada professor, so that is understandable. But she was always saying that Karnataka is so proud to have this Rama Bhakti and Ramayana tradition. You know, somewhere she connected the state pride with the Rama Bhakti, which is something unusual because none of the other speakers said that. And from whatever I heard, or from whatever I generally know about this state, having been living here for some 25 years or so, I think Rama Bhakti is very strong in Karnataka. Very, very strong. I must say that it is even more than Tamil Nadu. We have lot of Rama.
This shloka is fine. Utpanna Dravide
Dravidecha.
Vriddhim.
Karnatake Gata.
That's the thing.
Yes, yes. So that was something it felt very good that a person is saying, connecting their state's pride with the Rama Bhakti. And of course, her talk was also very erudite, her being a professor and other thing. Something I wanted to mention.
And I want to add this also. So our children sing the Karnataka song. You start it, not singing, just you tell that. Jaya Bharata Tanuja. After that, what comes? Yeah, there, after that. What is the next passage? The mic. Yeah, bye. Let's go. That line.
Raghava Madhavana.
Yes. So this is a land of Raghava and Madhava. That is how it comes. Okay. Every state has its own state song. We have Neerarum, that song. Okay. In Karnataka state song alone, we see this uniqueness. Kannada land is a land of Raghava and Madhava. That is how it comes. So yes, definitely that kind of spirit we can expect from them. Yeah. Nice. And we are proud to stay in this state. Yeah. So now the conference proceeding, we are opening that. Jai Sri Ram. இது தெரியறதாங்க. So this is the book. Next page லாம் போக முடியுமா? The whole book is available here. You can go to, this is I think Srinidhi's, she only make these kinds of diagrams. எங்கப்பா போறது எப்படிப்பா? Right arrow, okay. So you see People's Ramayana, Telugu Ramayana treasures. Like this, the whole book is available, and whoever want to see this, you can go and see this. Dhanyavadaha. Jai Sitaram.